Richard Arenas' life and career have been centered in California and in particular in his native San Joaquin Valley where he was born to a campesino family. His interest in art was concentrated from the beginning on bronze and steel sculpture in forms that in recent years have ranged from small 7-inch figures to 18-foot sculptures. He has combined this interest with his strong social concerns to produce art that celebrates indigenous history and cultures. Arenas studied at the College of the Sequoias in Visalia, California, and at California State University, Fresno, where he received his bachelor's in 1978. He continued his studies at the graduate level at Fresno State, earning his master's in 1981. This was followed by teaching positions at Fresno State and at Fresno City College, where over a period of 5 years, he taught foundry casting, bronze casting, and sculpture design. In 1990, he inaugurated a business designed by Arenas, for which he designs and produces sculptures, including the making of molds and foundry work. This has led to numerous public and private commissions, including a memorial for the veterans of foreign wars, on which he is working at this writing.
Hello, we're in the home of resident artist Richard Arenas of Visalia, California. Richard graduated from Fresno State in 1981 with a master's in art. He's been involved in many community activities and many community shows. He's also been recently published in the Contemporary Chicana and Chicano Art, Volume 1. Richard Arenas, what in your work do you believe carries most value?
The most important values that I have as I've changed, and I think that's also because of my age, has been the humanity of the people throughout the world, especially the poor, suppressed people in various parts of the world, including America, British Isles, where there's supposed to be a certain amount of freedom. There's still a suppression. There's economic depression. There's political suppression. It's not usually military, but you find it in other ways. So that's the one particular subject that I try to do, is reflect, find facts and information on these particular subjects. For example, in this period now, I'm more concerned about children throughout the world and how they're abused. And there's many ways that they are abused, physically abused, mentally abused. And so that's what I'm going to try to do with this next show that I'm going to come up with, is to reflect that and educate people about how those things exist throughout the world. This is what I'm trying to educate the people about. The second part is more on the historical side, and I'm concerned about the campesino. Being a campesino myself and my family, a long line of being campesinos, I have a sensitive side of me towards the campesino because being one. And so the works that I do are small miniature bronzes of family or people I've known throughout my life that work the fields, and I try to show how the tools they worked with, the positions they worked in, using their bodies, to educate second, third generation Mexicanos that have no idea what their grandparents or what their grandparents did, and I want to keep that alive so that there's always that motivational factor that, yeah, my grandparents were campesinos and they made it, and then they give me the opportunity to go on and get an education. So it's not just the second, but it's also the first generation of people that establish all these guidelines for a way of life, and they want to make it better for the rest of the children that come along.
What would you like people to walk away with in your next show?
First of all, go after educating people about the subject. Second, maybe even a reaction of being upset that you see something like this in an art show where it's not these beautiful flowers or these beautiful things that most people expect to go see in a show. What I'm trying to do is to leave you with a stamp of what is happening throughout the world. It's not just happening here in America, but it's happening anywhere you can mention. These things are happening to children. And so what I'm trying to do is make you leave upset or uptight, or also maybe have you react to it and maybe go out and get involved in the community and help children out or help anybody out. Don't have to be children, but maybe change that about you and be concerned about other people, because what happens to others, you're also affected by it economically or religiously or politically. You're affected by what happens to other people. And so that's the major part that I try to do or manipulate. I like that word manipulation because that's an opportunity that I have as an artist, is to have you as the viewer, and you're going to walk out with some kind of emotion. You're either going to be upset, or you're going to go, wow, that was, I like that. I like what he said about the work. I think that's what I'm trying to accomplish with it.
Yes, I find that true myself. I find myself connected to some of your pieces emotionally.
Well, when I do the shows, and when I gather all the information, as I read the information, I start getting these ideas of what I want. How to manipulate is, I think, a better word. Is really what I'm trying to do, is manipulate the individuals who come and see my shows.
This has been an interview with artist Richard Arenas. Have a good day.